Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on my channel. Welcome to the journey home. My name is Catherine and I live in Northern Canada. This is your afternoon delight. It's actually about, what time is it here? It's just a little after 6 here in the morning. I always get up very early. It probably comes with age. Just ordered a new book to study, a textbook. The Fool. Looking forward to that arriving. I love to study history, especially the ancient texts, and how they're implemented in the tarot. And right now, my fascination is with the Kabbalists. Back in the day, as my father was an Anglican priest, but back in the day, these were forbidden. These were forbidden texts, even in my day. And I think that's why I'm curious about them. God put us on this earth to be part of Him. Seven of Pentacles, a harvest. Anyway, the Empress. So the energies I'm seeing is well, isn't it funny that the Empress came out with the Seven of Pentacles? Or right after the Seven of Pentacles. The Empress is ready to birth, where the Seven of Pentacles is about ready to harvest. Ah, a completed cycle. The Fool, jumping off in faith, leap in faith. Isn't that funny? Okay, the Fool came first, then the Seven of Pentacles, then the Empress. So do you see the correlation here? It began with the Fool, which is a leap in faith, a beginning of a journey. Oh well, my train of thought is off because the harvest came before the Empress, who was ready to birth, and then back to the Fool. In one of the texts that I read about Christ, I think it was Judah, or was it Thomas? I think it was Thomas that asked him, you know, all these parables that Jesus spoke in about the end, you know, the last days. He spoke more of the kingdom of heaven than he did anything else. But he was asked, when do we know the end is here? And yes, there's a lot of texts in the Bible, Revelation and Daniel specifically. They mirror each other, Old and New Testament. It's wonderful how the Old Testament speaks about Christ in every book. But Daniel was a book of prophecy. The Old Testament, Revelation, I would think. And but in the Old texts, which they left out of the Bible, was the answer to that question. When do we know it's the end? And Jesus asked him, do you know the beginning? Because when you know the beginning, you will know the end. I thought that was quite profound. Anyway, forbidden texts, and I read many things, many. My studies of it, the ancients, have always been a passion, and not just the ancients, even in more recent history. The Lovers and the Chalice. I'm going to leave those out. But since we're on this talk about ancient knowledge, wisdom, lots of knowledge. I got lots of knowledge, just not a lot of wisdom. But that is my goal. And I just lost my train of thought. I thought today I would give you a slightly different reading. Not slightly, really different reading. I want to call back the ancestors. get some ancestral and shaman guidance for us for the weekend. We'll take that one. This one is the Nine of Pentacles. It's about independence, self-esteem, working on oneself, depending on no one. And that's not in a bitter or smug way. It is just learning to love oneself. So this could be a Gemini. And this could be about learning to love oneself. But I've got it lined up as the you and them. And they've got the chalice. That's love, deep love overflowing. A new beginning in love. Falling in love or the rebirth. So what was I saying about the ancient text? When I when I review this video, I'm going to be thinking, oh, that's what I was going to say. Oh. But it's 6 in the morning and I can't be expected to. I only had 1 cup of coffee. One moment. That reminded me to take another sip before it got too cold. They're trying to catch up. They've got the 8 of Pentacles. You've got the 9. They're wanting to work very hard to rise to your standards. This was on the, fell out of the deck, I guess. I didn't notice 3 of Cups. This is a celebratory card. Unity, harmony with family, friends, perhaps a party. Justice. They want justice. And the feeling I get from this card with justice is that the kind of justice that they want is this. First, they thought they were above you and that perhaps you could not bring as much to the table as they could. But then they saw that you had more value, not necessarily monetary, but monetary does follow when you're in sync, when you're balanced, when you become abundant, when you're able to grab that essence of joy and keep it in your heart lit like a lamp. So somewhere along the line here, you became transitioned, growth, more learned, and now they're having to work to catch up. First they had more than you. Now you clearly have more than them. There may be a little envy, but there is deep love. This almost makes me feel too, whoever this is for, is that you're celebrating yourself, not necessarily a party, but people are seeing your worth. They're seeing you in a different light. They're looking at you and they're almost having their own aha moments as to, that's why that person, getting to know that person. I'm so glad that person is in my life. We need to envelop that person to our family. Justice. I keep thinking justice of the peace. They might just want to rush into a commitment here. By the way, guys, the zodiacs are all out. Go have a look. Look up your sign. And everything is in the description to access all of the extendeds, not just the one that you're reading or listening to, but all of them. If you go to thejourneyhome.ca, the website, my website, then you can access them, all the extended readings. I try to give lots right here, though. Warming up. Oh dear, this guy again. This could be you racing passionately towards your goals because it is on your side. Passionately towards your goals. Perhaps you took on a project that is really taking off and really proving to be tangible. Or you could just be looking at this person, like, even though this person has deep love for you, and you probably know that they do, and they're working hard, it's possible you don't see them working for this relationship. You just see them as working, you know, possibly because they always work. You could be seeing them as a player, like in and out energy. Here today, gone tomorrow, back next week. But it could just be you, passionate about this project, this beginning. Perhaps this person thinks that in trying to catch up here, they're seeing your worth. You're thinking a cycle is going to repeat, this player cycle, though you love them dearly, and it is divinely guided. Or you could be a Gemini, or dealing with a Gemini. You're dealing with a fire sign too, for all that is, or a water sign. That's the most, and there's some earth right there in the middle. Right in the heart of it is the earth. Earth, air, water. Water. Major arcana. Fire. Here coming to passion. Strength. They have a lot of strength. They have a lot of stamina. And what I'm getting from this card is they're already stable in their own right. They can be very opinionated, but they're keeping to themselves. They're keeping opinions to themselves. They're keeping judgments to themselves. They're quietly working. Where you see them doing the same old, they're not doing the same old. They're working on raising their standards to meet yours. And it's funny because the feeling I get from this is that their standards were higher than yours before. And you just bloomed. Look at your pentacles are pretty big. Anything you can do, I can do better. But I don't see it in a vengeful way. But they do say the best revenge is to be happy, I guess, successful. And you're doing that. You're doing that here. It's like a bookend. Love, joy, independence, self-worth. They have deep love. I see this as a stern person. authoritative, very strong in there. It's not that they're not bendable. It's not that they're... It could be that you used to feel that it was their way or the highway. But I don't see that. I see them as being strong in their principles and their standards. And they see that even though they seemed strictly in theirs, they're seeing yours and wanting to add to that. You're holding your cards close to your chest. The Torah in her lap. That scroll is the Torah. The first 5 books of the Bible. This is about morals and values, hidden knowledge, wisdom. Major arcana. So you have 1, they've got 2 major arcanas. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a competition. So it's like your principles, your values, your morals, they're here. And they're here with this person. Here and here. They've put their beast to sleep. It's like, calm down. Let's take a step back. Let's have a look here. And you are sitting on your own morals and principles. You cannot force someone to have your morals or principles or to rise to your standards. This is not something that can be forced, but done by example. And in doing your own homework and raising your own vibration, it raises those around you. It's the aura around you. New perspectives. You're going through growth, or you've leveled up, or you're in the middle of leveling up. I'll take it. I've always done 10 cards. Now I'm thinking I should do 12. All right. So this is the sad card that came up. 5 of Cups. You can see the destruction in the background. The waters are still boiling. Looking at those 2 cups that are left, because these are gone. This is grief, sadness, remorse. Right here. They're thinking this could have gone so differently. We could have handled all of this so differently. But you're still leveling up, the both of you. So we're going to put this right in the center, these 2 cards. That makes 12. 12 I feel good about. Started this thought about 12 because of the pillars here. Look at her. She's between the 2 pillars. They're actually 12. 6 lined up behind the others. 2 rows. And they stand for the 12 thrones in heaven. 12 disciples or apostles. 12 zodiacs. This is a gift of love, a psychic connection, and emotions that are coming in like a tidal wave. But as you can see by the smile on this page's face, it's not the kind of emotion that hurts. This is an emotion of love and joy. It's like this page is saying, if you accept this cup, you will be filled with love and joy. You will be washed clean by the wave and have a new beginning. This is heaven sent. Abundance. Abundance. Pentacle, pentacle, pentacle. Water to cleanse. The both of you have been leveling up. The both of you. I want to call on this time, not the whatever the angel guides. I'm going to call the shamanic for advice, or clarity, or whatever it is they want to tell us. These cards draw in the energies of not just the shamans that have lived before us, but of our ancestors. We have all been paying karmic debts of not just our karmic debts, but our ancestors. We're in that time, people. We're in that age. And it will be beautiful for some and a nightmare for others. I suspect, though, that those that come to these readings, and not just mine, but they are people that are working on themselves to level up. That is confirmation of what I just read here. The both of you are leveling up. Let me read that from the book. It's been a while since I pulled up these cards. But I would like to read this to you because I really like this book. Here is the essence of the upper world. Whoops, look at that, guys. The pentacle came up with this shaman card. Ooh, that's a sign. Okay, the essence. Angels, divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become, discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. It is also the place where the spirit of the dead arrive when they complete their primary journey to the light. I don't know why I said the word primary. The primary, that wasn't in there. I just kind of spit out of my mouth. This is the invitation from the upper world. The upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. Let me read that part again. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is, in fact, the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. I'm going to unfold more over at thejourneyhome.ca. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And everything is in the description box below. Please don't forget to click like, because it really does help me. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you all for joining me. And I'll see you at the next reading. God bless you all. Bye for now.